Welcome to this video, which will be a fairly high-level introduction to YAML, which is one of the languages which CloudFormation uses for its templates. Now, YAML stands for YAML Ain't Markup Language, and for any keen observers, that's a recursive acronym. Now, I want this video to be brief, but I think it's important that you understand YAML structure, so let's jump in and get started. YAML is a language which is human readable and designed for data serialization. Now that's a mouthful, but put simply, it's a language for defining data or configuration which is designed to be human readable. At a high level, a YAML document is an unordered collection of key value pairs separated by a colon. It's important that you understand this lack of order. At this top level, there is no requirement to order things in a certain way. Although there may be conventions and standards, none of that is imposed by YAML. An example key value pair might be the key being cat1 and the value being Roffle, one of my cats. In this example, both the key and the value are just normal strings. We could further populate our YAML file with a key of cat2 and a value of Truffles, another cat of mine, or a key of cat3 and a value of Penny, and a key of cat4 and a value of Winky. These are all strings. Now, YAML supports other types, numbers such as 1 and 2, floating point values such as 1.337, booleans, so true or false, and even null, which represents nothing. Now, YAML also supports other types, and one of those are lists known as arrays or other names depending on what, if any, programming languages that you're used to. A list is essentially an ordered set of values, and in YAML we can represent a list by having a key, let's say Adrian's cats, and then as a value we might have something that looks like this, a comma-separated set of values inside square brackets. Now, this is known as inline format, where the list is placed where you expect the value to be after the key and the colon. Now, the same list can also be represented like this, where you have the key and then a colon, and then you go to a new line and each item in the list is represented by a hyphen and then the value. Now, notice how for some of the values they're actually enclosed in speech marks or quotation marks and some aren't. This is optional. All of these are valid. Often though, it's safer for you to enclose things as it allows you to be more precise and it avoids confusion. Now, in YAML, indentation really matters. Indentation is always done using spaces, and the same level of indentation means that the things are within the same structure. So, we know that because all of these list items are indented by the same amount, they're all part of the same list. We know they're a list because of the hyphens, so same indent, always using hyphens, means that they're all part of the same list, the same structure. Now, these two styles are two methods for expressing the same thing. A key called Adrian's cats, whose value is a list. This is the same structure. It represents the same data. Now, it's fine if at this point this seems relatively complex. As we move through the CloudFormation videos, you're going to see how to build templates from the ground up, and you're going to be using YAML and JSON. What I'll be doing is going through each lesson and demonstrating with a YAML example, but also including the JSON version of those templates so that you can compare how each language can represent the same thing. Now, there's one final thing which I want to cover with YAML, and that's a dictionary. A dictionary is just a data structure. It's a collection of key value pairs which are unordered. A YAML template has a top-level dictionary. It's a collection of key value pairs. So let's look at an example. Now, this looks much more complicated, but it's not if you just follow it through from the start. So we start with a key value pair. Adrian's cats at the top. So the key is Adrian's cats and the value is a list. And we can tell that it's a list because of the hyphens, which are at the same level of indentation. But, and this is important, notice how for each list item, we don't just have the hyphen and a value. Instead, we have the hyphen, and for each one, we have a collection of key value pairs. So for the final list item at the bottom, we have a dictionary containing a number of key value pairs. The first has a key of name with a value of Winky, the second a key colour with a value of white, and then for this final list item, a key num of eyes and a value of 1. And each item in this list, each value is a dictionary, a collection of one or more key value pairs. So values can be strings, numbers, floats, booleans, lists, or dictionaries, or a combination of any of them. Note how the colour key value pair in the top list item, so the Ruffle dictionary at the top, its value is a list. So this structure that's on screen now, we have Adrian's cats, which for a value has a list. Each value in the list is a dictionary. Each dictionary contains a name key with a value, a colour key with a value, and then the third item in the list also has a num of eyes key and a value. Now, using YAML key value pairs, lists and dictionaries allows you to build complex data structures in a way which, once you have practice, is very human readable. In this case, it's a database of somebody's cats. Now, YAML can be read into an application or written out by an application, and YAML is commonly used for the storage and parsing of configuration, including, which is relevant here, for AWS CloudFormation. Now let's take a look at a CloudFormation specific example. This is a very simple CloudFormation template, and you're going to get a lot of practice working with YAML, so don't worry if at this stage it still seems a little bit complex. This example is a YAML template, so at a top level it's a dictionary of key value pairs. All you see on this example is the resources key, but in a CloudFormation template there are others such as parameters, outputs, conditions, and many more which we'll be talking about in future CloudFormation videos. I just want you to understand that the resources key value pair is one of potentially many top-level key value pairs within a CloudFormation template. So we have resources, and for the resources value, we have a dictionary of key value pairs. We know this because the first one, S3 bucket, is indented, so it belongs within resources. Now again, you only see the one here, which is S3 bucket, but in most CloudFormation templates, there would be other resources. Now with YAML, indentation matters, so each level of indentation shows what it belongs to. So S3 bucket is a dictionary inside resources. Type and properties are inside S3 bucket, but note they are at the same level. So type and properties are both key value pairs inside S3 bucket, and then bucket name is a key value pair inside properties. And again, you're going to get lots of practice with this, so just try to focus on the main concepts at this point. So we have resources as a key value pair. The value is a dictionary with one key value pair, S3 bucket. S3 bucket is a key value pair. Its value is a dictionary of two key value pairs. Type, which controls what resource is created, and properties. And the value of properties is a dictionary which contains one key value pair, which is the bucket name, and its value is a string, and this controls the name of the S3 bucket, the physical resource which is going to be created by CloudFormation. So things which are indented more are within things which are indented less. Bucket name is inside properties. Properties and type are inside S3 bucket. S3 bucket is inside resources, and resources is a top level key value pair within the YAML template. Now you're going to be creating a CloudFormation template very soon in the future videos where we talk about CloudFormation in detail. So you're going to get lots of practice with this and it will become second nature. For now, I just wanted to introduce the basics and the terminology which I'll use. So when we do talk about this in future demo or theory videos, it's going to make much more sense. For now, thanks for watching. Go ahead, complete the video, and when you're ready, I'll look forward to you joining me in the next.